This is ABC 57 News at 10 on CW25.
Silence marks the somber mood of Michiana, remembering a man who gave his life to save his community. After nearly 1,000 people paid their respects to a local hero, New Carlisle Assistant Fire Chief Jamie Middlebrook, they say his memory will live on. Many men and women in uniform and some from miles around showed up today to honor this fallen firefighter. And surrounded by all of this love was his wife, Julie, who he leaves behind. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Chappell. Brian Dorman is off tonight. Hearts were heavy all across Michiana today as the community said goodbye to a hero. The funeral, the 20-mile procession, and traditional burial lasted most of the day. And tonight we want to take you back to some of those most powerful moments as Assistant Chief Jamie Middlebrook was laid to rest. This is not the ending anyone expected for Assistant Fire Chief Jamie Middlebrook, but instead a somber reminder of how any emergency call could end. Most make it home alive, but today, this funeral procession brought Jamie Middlebrook home to New Carlisle. Home to his final resting place. But before they said goodbye, this community wrapped their arms around each other to honor, remember, and celebrate the life of Jamie Middlebrook.
Jamie protected us in this area of the state. He defended us. He watched out for his community. And he made us all stronger by his service.
On August 5th, 2014, New Carlisle Fire Department Assistant Chief Jamie Middlebrook answered his final call.
Strangers lined the streets with a silent salute.
Committed and unafraid, Assistant Chief Middlebrook courageously gave his life for his community.
They watched his flag-draped coffin make its final stop at the Michigan Street Fire Station.
New Carlisle Fire Department Assistant Chief Jamie Middlebrook, 9102, has answered his final call.
His final call just 6 days ago, bringing this hometown hero to his final resting place. Surrounded by an unwavering brotherhood and a family who can hopefully find comfort knowing his sacrifice will never be forgotten.
To our fallen brother, his last alarm, he is going home.
And the outpouring of support from the community was so immense. Nearly 1,000 people were packed into the auditorium at Bethel College where that funeral service was held. And about 500 of those people joined in on that 20-mile procession to the burial site.
I can tell you that in my entire almost 20 years of service in law enforcement, people tell you thank you a lot, but you can tell that there's just a genuine sincerity to those from the family and the department. At such a time of need, if you can come in and provide them just a little bit of comfort.
And Middlebrook touched many hearts during his years of service. One woman says Middlebrook used to be an EMT and he was there the day that her son passed. She remembered how Middlebrook tried to save him moments before he died.
Even though I did not know him personally, he was involved in our family in a very personal way. I'm here because Janie, the young man who these services are for, many years ago was an EMT, and when my son died, he came to my house.
And now many from around Michiana are banding together during this tragic time. Now, if you didn't get to make it to today's services, you can still help the Middlebrook family. They're taking donations in his name. You can stop by any First Source bank and just let the teller know that you'd like to deposit to the Jamie Middlebrook Memorial Fund. The new Carlisle Fire Department also says you can stop by the station to leave your donation with any of those members. Now, as for the investigation into what sparked this deadly fire last Tuesday, well, that still continues here tonight. Flames erupted inside a storage barn at KFEX Incorporated in LaPorte County last Tuesday night. Authorities say it could be weeks before they pinpoint where exactly those flames started. They are studying burn patterns to put them in the right direction. And be sure to stick with ABC 57 News as we continue to cover Assistant Fire Chief Jamie Middlebrook and also follow the latest developments in that fire investigation. You can stay current with us right here on ABC 57 News and online on abc57.com and always through social media. And tonight it is definitely starting to cool off just a little bit. Let's check in now with our chief meteorologist, Tom Coombs. He joins us now in our First Warning Neighborhood Weather Center. And Tom, I know you are tracking a little bit of rain for us here tonight.
That's right, tracking rain ahead of the cool down that will be happening as well. Both those go together as we're tracking some showers just ahead of a cold front. Here's ABC 57 First Warning live top the radar. Right now, Michiana is dry. You can see nothing really across the metro.
And also here tonight, the trial for a man charged in connection to the death of a South Bend toddler has been moved to a later date. 23-year-old Xavier Prim was set to go to trial today, accused of assisting a criminal in that shooting death of John Swoveland Jr. Prim and his legal team asked the judge for a continuance, and it was granted until mid-November. Now, little John Jr. was killed while playing in the front yard of his aunt's house on Campo Street in early April when those bullets rang out just blocks away. 7 others are also charged in connection to his death. And an accused murderer expected to go to trial later this month won't be appearing before a judge until November. Jolise Crossley is charged with the murder of Tyrone Kelly. It happened on South Bend's north side on Johnson Street. And today Crossley asked for her trial date to be moved, and a judge also granted it. Crossley was also charged with 2 counts of criminal recklessness for shooting 2 others the night that Kelly was killed. And the case of drinking and driving for embattled South Bend Councilman Henry Davis Jr. is now in the hands of a special prosecutor. The 34-year-old was caught driving the wrong way on the bypass under the influence and also operating a vehicle while intoxicated, endangering a person. A court hearing has been set for early September, where LaPorte County Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Mary Lake will try that case. Also tonight, police in Niles, they are asking for your help finding a man who has been missing since last Wednesday. That is new here tonight at 10. Police say this man, 31-year-old Brian Frank, was last seen around 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning, leaving the 200 block of South 4th Street in Niles. They say he was in a burgundy 2003 Ford Taurus with license plates 4CJE90. Family members say Frank suffers from mental disorders and could be in Benton Harbor or even the Detroit or Chicago areas. Now, if you have seen this man or know his whereabouts, you are asked to call Niles Police. And just when the city thought it was recovering, Governor Rick Snyder says it's just the opposite for Benton Harbor area schools. And now the school district has 7 days to request a hearing. Governor Snyder is declaring a financial emergency for that school district after an independent financial review. Well, that review team says the district had more than $15 million deficit as of June. If the state confirms that with a financial emergency, then they may see another emergency manager there in the city. And Friday morning, Congressman Fred Upton will be on the front line in Kalamazoo pulling for law enforcement needs for the Boys in Blue in St. Joe, Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties. He is meeting with Federal Communications Commissioner to discuss their communication needs. And overnight, violence turned into a peaceful protest on today, but one community near St. Louis hasn't forgotten what police did to an unarmed teen. And how a witness recounts the moment an officer killed his friend. Plus,
the United States stands ready to support a government that addresses the needs and grievances of all Iraqi people.
President Obama says there is no U.S. solution to Iraq's problems, but the U.S. will step up military assistance to the country anyway.
Tracking the fall in temperatures, still at 70 degrees right now, but temperatures will be going down over the next 24 hours. The latest in your ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather Forecast.